You're a single mom, you know this. And to be honest, I don't think any mom should be navigating this alone.
I know I was crushing on you off camera, Sophie, but I'm going to crush on you on camera.
Oh, great. Okay.
Because I do, and honestly, this is not to, you know, just lift up praises and all that, but I definitely envision you and have envisioned you as somebody as just this natural leader. And just so graceful in everything that you have done and everything you continue to do. So when this book came out, or when I was handed this book, Closer Together, it was not a shocker to me. I was like, I've been waiting for this moment.
Really, I love that. I love that.
So congratulations, first of all.
Thank you. I think we take compliments so differently. You know, now that I'm 49 years old, and thank you, because woman to woman, we have to have each other's backs, but also hearts and minds, and we're all in this together. And this is what I tell, you know, in this book. So thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. You definitely have a ton of history in this building as well.
Yeah.
But we're going to get into that a little bit later.
Okay.
I want to start off why you're here, which is Closer Together. Why was now the best time to bring everyone together?
I think in a way life chose this moment. I chose it as well, but you know, the human brain doesn't like change. We humans, we like certainty. We like to know where we're going. But it's not always available in life, and that's not what life teaches you, right? That we have to adapt to change, and when we don't adapt, we suffer because we resist, and we're not in our creative mode. So because 20 years ago I shared my story with my own eating disorder when I was a newcomer in the TV and radio industry in Quebec, I thought, I'm never going to work again. They're going to see me as the girl who barfs and the bulimic, because during those days we were so prudes when it comes to eating disorders.
There's such a taboo.
Exactly, not emotionally versed, that we didn't understand that it was a mental illness and a compulsion, and that all compulsions are in the same same thing happens in your brain, reward, incentive, and whether it's sex, television, food, yo-yo dieting constantly, obsession with body image, they're all on that big circle of addiction. And all we're trying to do is to, one, numb our pain, and two, nourish or try to forget what emotional longing we so deeply need. So writing this book was, yes, cathartic, but at the same time, it was a confirmation of all the work that I was doing as a mental health advocate for the past 20 years. Unfortunately, I realized that it took a pandemic for people to wake up at how human connection is, we need it to survive and thrive.
One of the things that I really enjoyed in the book was not only learning about your childhood and so many things I think people will be really shocked and amazed about at the same time. You know, we all have a story, and then we have our own version of a story about somebody, and then you read it and you're like, wait a minute, like we all have our struggles. But what I loved is that you brought in some of the most incredible experts. So I feel like this is not even almost, it is a self-help guide book where there's so many tools. It's not just a storytelling, but there are a lot of tools that I think people will walk away with. Why did you want to give readers that type of insight?
Well, because my story isn't enough, and my life is not just about me. It's about being of service to each other, and it's about helping each other out. So when I had access to all these incredible experts and knowledge, I told myself I absolutely have to share this with as many people as possible. We live in a society where, you know, we don't feel that we're worthy of rest. We are not taught that. Our two basic human needs, every single human being, attachment. You know, from 0 to 3 years old, being taken care of by touch, care, support, presence, playfulness, being validated as a little human being, that what you see in reality and how you act is okay. Now, when that is secure or insecure or disorganized, which are the three main categories, and you can do the attachment bond, you know, quiz in my book.
I love that too.
Isn't it fun?
I actually did it. I was like, oh my gosh.
Love quizzes. And so we come, you know, with that visceral need. And the other one is authenticity, to be able to express who we truly are without having, because every human being is unique, but without having to alter our behavior in order to please and feel loved. We do it, we all do it.
Yeah,
we do it as children, you know, with our parents to be loved. We do it with our friends. We do it on social media. We do it with our lovers or romantic partners, whatever. And it's okay because we need it. Human connection is at the basis of, you know, a lack of human connection can create the biggest trauma in somebody.
Anxiety obviously is one of the things, like you said, you know, so many of us deal with. I know I certainly dealt with it after I went through my separation. You had to go through something like that in public. So as a woman to woman, How are you doing?
I don't search for the ultimate happiness. I was born with a love for life. I was born in nature from 0 to 4. My parents gave me that independence of play and, not constant supervision. We don't offer that to our kids today because we're insecure in the world and we're afraid that they're going to hurt themselves. But this period of life, especially from 6 years old to 9, where it's an experience expectant mode, where fall on your knees, fall off the tree, get back up. When we don't let them do that and we put them on screens, what happens when they get to be teenagers and adults, which is part of life? They're not ready. The brain didn't learn it. I think I was given in my life 2 things: independence and also curiosity for other humans. I'm an only child, so remember, I grew up pretty much alone, and for me, the other was a source of solace. So for me, relationships are nourishing. I do need my alone time because I'm an only child and I love being by myself. I run my errands, I do my stuff. I love reading by myself and being in nature. But we need human connection. And the fact that I do have a public part to my life, I never saw myself as a celebrity. I don't believe in celebrity. I've interviewed enough of them and met enough of them to know that it's a wind of illusion. It is our responsibility to bring it back to the real stuff and how people, I remember when I worked at Etalk, I was interviewing celebrities on what they did to change the world. Because I was like, no way, I want to know what people are doing with their voice in order to have a positive impact. So when I had to navigate through the fog of what it means to have your personal relationship out there in the world, I had to do 2 things. Take the perception of the world concerning me and shove it out the window. That's a lot of work.
That is.
Whether you have a public personality or not, right? Because social media, the pressure to perform, to always be in competition with, and a society that sends the note that success is about recognition instead of contribution. I want to contribute. Sophie, I want to contribute. And while all these spotlights are off and, no attention is on me, who's left? And how do you speak to yourself when no one's looking? And are we encouraged to do that work? This is what the book is about too. The deeper you go, the more you'll befriend your own silence and yourself. Can you be yourself's best friend and best lover, right? Patience, presence, tenderness. It's hard to offer it to ourselves when we're not taught that.
Yeah,
well, but I offered it to myself.
And I love that you have a chapter where you talk about love. So many times, this is something I try to get away from as well, but so many times people like to look at something that doesn't work out as a failure, and I never look at it as a failure. There's always beautiful learning curves. So to people who perhaps look at relationships that didn't work out for them, how can they get to a place where the way you look at it, because you seem like you still have so much that you're thankful for and that you still got so much from that relationship?
I still do, and I always will. True love is friendship and respect, and I absolutely still have that. And I think that it will only grow in time as well. And also, it takes 2 to tango, right?
Yeah.
I'm not holding everything. I'm not perfect. It's chaotic sometimes, and it's messy. It's okay. It's okay. And also, I think big love and big friendship means sometimes leaving each other the space to evolve without being on that exact same path. You don't know what life has in store. Just trust life, trust yourself, and also, yes, it does take 2 individuals or 3 or 4. I don't know how you lead your love life, and I don't care as long as everybody's respected in that circle, right? And I think that for kids as well, I'm struck talking to psychologists how we're so immature in the way we describe relationships and marriage as success and divorce as failure, because they bear the emotional grunt of all this drama, when we could be able to navigate all of this with more help, more support from our society. And 2 individuals doing all this together is not that easy. And I think that our surroundings should be helping us. And you're a single mom, you know this. And to be honest, I don't think any mom should be able to should be navigating this alone.
Thank
you. It's not healthy.
Preach.
Right? Exactly.
Preach.
Yes. Yeah. We should have each other's backs, but minds and hearts as well.
Yeah.
And we need that human connection to navigate through the trauma and through the ache and the pain. But again, are we really taught to sit with our pain without feeling overwhelmed, knowing that whatever happens, we're gonna get through it.
We're gonna get through it.
But people are taking their lives at an unprecedented rate. It makes me so sad. it's a mental health crisis
It
all
is.
over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really, really is. And thank you for championing for that. You're making me emotional.
Until my last breath.
I'm like, she's making me emotional. I'm not supposed to be the one who cries.
We'll all cry together.
I know.
We laugh together, we cry
like
together.
We're both getting emotional
Yeah.
about this. But you know what? Just even hearing you talk, my daughter is an only child. And I love how much you talk about that, because I often worry that, oh my gosh, is she missing out? But then seeing you, I'm like, you know what? My kid's gonna be just fine.
You know, I would say just be mindful. I danced a lot between solitude, which is the greatest gift, to be able to sit with your silence and be at ease. And I had that from nature. I always feel like there's something greater than me. And also, I dance between solitude, but also loneliness. You know, you could also be raised in a family with 6 kids and feel very lonely.
So true.
So it's not, I don't want to categorize or generalize, but there is a syndrome of the only child. And for me, I always go to the other, and I was like 4 years old. Hi, my name is Sophie. Do you want to play?
Yeah.
I swear to you, I'm still like that.
Yeah.
Like, I love humans.
Well, I'll play with you.
Yes,
We can go
okay,
play
guys.
anytime,
Let's do
girl.
it. Yeah.
Like the video? Then hit the button, or better yet, drop us a comment. Then check out our latest videos here. And don't forget to subscribe by hitting the button here for more celebrity interviews and entertainment news.